Okay, so I want you to pick a card, 1, 2, or 3. This is the message that you are meant to know. If you'd like your own reading, life coaching session, incantation spells, spirit channeling, etc., go to naomitarot1199@gmail.com. Prices start at $25. Thanks. All right. Message number 1. That was a weird thanks. You are feeling fulfillment because you have the world, or you will feel fulfillment through a trip, through a change of location, or maybe a change of ideas and just what you think of life. Maybe the change is not actual moving, but it's just a change in thought, a change in something, right? The world talks about changing location, the world's in the palm of your hands. Now is a great time for abundance, for manifestation. You're going to be celebrating something very soon that may have to do with the birth of a baby, a new job, a change of location. Something is ending and there is a new beginning, and it is very good for you. And so the angel of faith wants you to know to have unshakable faith in your intentions and in the power of your soul. And what that means is what you believe to be true within yourself. Obviously, as long as it's not hurting anybody, we don't want to promote any of that. As long as it's not hurting anybody, what you believe to be true within your soul is what is your truth. What you believe to be true that can happen for you can happen for you, but you have to put motivated actions behind it and have faith and trust in it coming true. And they will be coming true, and you will find a greater sense of peace, stability, and intentions manifesting before your eyes because of the faith that you had and continue to have in your manifestations. All right, message number 2. What do you need to know? Message number 2. Message number 2, what you need to know is don't give up. 9 of Wands is right at the end, right? They're like, oh, I can do this, but I can't do this, right? He looks like he's tired. He's surrounded by wands and he's trying to carry another one, and he's just like, he's got the sweat on his brow, and he's even got a bandana tied around his head because he's tired. He's tired of doing shit. He's tired of toiling away. He's tired. Or she, but there's a man in this card, so I'm saying he. It's just he's sick of shit. Don't give up, is what it's saying. You may be sick of shit now, but you're right at the breaking point. You're right at the point where you're going to make that breakthrough. Not the breaking point where you give up, but the breakthrough where you're going to break the glass ceiling, whatever the hell you want to call it. Don't be so defensive or so negative on your own self that you don't see this 9 of Cups that wants to present itself. This 9 of Cups wants to bestow what you want upon you. It could come in a way that you don't expect. Remember, the universe, God, goddess, angels don't always give things to you in the way you expect, but it will deliver your intentions if you're clear, if you believe, and you put motivated thoughts and actions behind it. Sharing is a sacred moment. To give and receive becomes the most intimate communication. Whoever communes participates in the one spirit of life. In my temple of silence, all is added to me as I commune with my soul. That means that the more you give, the more you receive. So essentially what that means is it's like what you put out into the universe, you get back. What you give forth, you get back. So if you're giving back to something, then you receive back. If you're putting forth, then you receive. It's kind of like the old Jewish practice of tithing as well. So if you have something to give, even if it's very little, I think you give like something like 10 to 14% of your money or your possessions, you receive back. Part of the law of cause and effect and the law of attraction is giving to receive. Don't give up. Just find what you can give and you will receive. You will receive. Even if it's giving your time and your love, you will receive. Remember that. All right, message number 3. What do you need to know right now? Message number 3 needs to know there's been a heavy burden that you've been carrying upon your back, but you are focused and you are driven on the details, or your advice is to focus and put yourself in your purpose by looking at the details of what needs to be done. Nothing is perfected when it's done sloppily. Nothing is done well if you don't focus on a detail. Now, it doesn't mean that details is the only thing in life. I'm a Virgo, I should know. Sometimes we focus too much on details and we get obsessed and compulsive to the point of, complete, like it's our religion, it's our life is details. I'm not telling you to do it in an unhealthy way. I'm just saying you can take this energy of the Eight of Pentacles, a very Virgo energy, 8 and 9 of Pentacles, and focus on the details of what needs to change. Maybe there's just one little thing that needs to be tweaked of what can make your life a little bit easier right now because you're carrying a heavy burden. Maybe it's just something that you need to let go of. Maybe there's a detail. Maybe it's a small thing that you need to let go of, and it's going to make things so much better for you. You also have to be kinder to yourself and not so hard on yourself. This could also be a message that you're focusing too much on details. Maybe it's not details you need to focus on. You're doing it too much. And in order to get this breakthrough where you're releasing all this crap that you're carrying around for yourself and others on your back, it's by being kinder to yourself. It's by allowing yourself to receive and not just give to others. It's by saying that you, this could be a woman watching, or it could be a man watching this about a woman, you are part of a group consciousness. We are all part of a group consciousness. I trust that I act according to my soul's guidance every day. We have group consciousness. We're affected by other people. We synchronize with other people, but we also can be out of sync with other people. And being out of sync with other people means when you're doing too much for other people, when you're attracting negative people, when you're not putting yourself first, right? The only time you don't put yourself first, as I said, is when you have children or a pet, because you do have to put a pet first too. Like you can't just leave your pet for 7 days, right? You know, if you have a cat, you could do that for maybe like 24 hours, maybe pushing it for 2 days, but you can't do it any more than that. When you have a dog, you have to be around every day. And forget it, when you have children, you can't do that at all, right? So the only time you don't put yourself first is when you have children or maybe animals, right? But if you're just by yourself, whatever, or most times in your life, you're putting yourself first, right? You're giving to yourself first. So if you have a bunch of other adults around you, I'm not talking about children or animals, I'm talking about full-grown adults that are around you and making all these demands of you, and you're doing this for that and the other person, but not for yourself, you're not living in group consciousness and group harmony. Group consciousness and group harmony does not mean you're like an indentured servant to everybody else. It means you're in harmony with others. You give to people when you first give in to yourself. That's part of self-love. It's not narcissism to love yourself. It's not narcissism to say, hey, I really like my hair today and my shirt. It looks great. Narcissism is when you step on people for your own gain. It's not when you like yourself and compliment yourself and feel confident. Narcissism is when you have to put others down and manipulate them to make yourself look better. That's narcissism. If you want more information about that, I have plenty of other spiritual videos about narcissists, which is an energy vampire in the spiritual world. I do not claim on this channel to be speaking clinically. This is my spiritual channel. But basically, you've got to give to yourself before you can give to others, and then the details will work themselves out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.